What's the deal, baby? You already know this the big boss out boss dog K-Po through the door. Here to talk this boxing. So today, man, we just talking about Errol Spence in particular, bro. A lot of people seem to feel like Errol Spence is not focused. Errol Spence is not the same fighter. And, you know, we're going to talk about it, man, because I personally feel like he more hungrier than ever. You know what I mean? And you got to think about it, man. This dude has been in a car accident. Okay? Flew out his car, face hit the pavement. You know, was out, didn't know, I mean, his life was in jeopardy, you know what I'm saying? And also his boxing career. Did not know if he was going to be able to fight. And he comes back and is able to fight again. Fought Danny Garcia coming off of that. You know what I'm saying? And beats the brakes off Danny Garcia. Better than anybody has beat Danny Garcia. Okay? And I'm talking about at 47. I'm not talking about at 40. I'm talking about at 47. He beat Danny Garcia better than anybody at 47 has beaten Danny Garcia. Better than Sean Porter. Better than Keith Thurman. You see what I'm saying? And that's coming off of that accident. And he wasn't even 100%. You see what I'm saying? Wasn't 100%. He wasn't nowhere near 100%. You see what I'm saying? And he had that good performance. All right? Finna fight Pacquiao. Everybody was picking Pacquiao to beat him because of some sparring that leaked of him getting beat up and sparring by, which is sparring, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell you, man, people don't understand. Only people who boxed before understand. Sparring is different from a real fight. You know what I mean? I mean, it simulates it a little bit, but sparring's supposed to be tough. It prepares you for those real fights. You know what I'm saying? But you try things out in sparring, especially when you're in training camp. You know what I mean? You try things out, see what's going to work. You see what's not going to work against the style. You just see. You know what I mean? Errol may have been trying some stuff out. And that's whatever he was trying at that particular time may not have been working. And the guy was getting the best of him that day. You know what I'm saying? But for a lot of people to sit there and be like, oh, Errol's getting beat up, Pacquiao's finna destroy him. It's sparring, bro. You know what I mean? It's like I say, it's sparring. It's different from an actually live fight. You know? I used Floyd Mayweather. There were guys who sparred Floyd Mayweather. There's stories out there. There's guys who just sparred Floyd Mayweather and then got the best of Floyd Mayweather in sparring. But when it's time to fight, that boy was beating the brakes off of people. It's just different. You know what I mean? But to go back to Errol, he got the eye injury. He had to get surgery. All these people was talking. You got everybody talking. You got Terrence Crawford team. They still talking. They saying all type of stuff about Errol Spence, coming after his character just as a man. And this dude didn't show nothing. I don't even understand how you could sit there and say Errol Spence is ducking. This how you know you hating on this dude. You can't say that. This nigga fighting fights he not supposed to win, bro. I mean, like, he ain't favored to win. Him fighting Ugas coming off that eye injury, bro. Ugas just beat the brakes. Ugas just beat the brakes off Manny Pacquiao. Brakes, beat. You see what I'm saying? Destroyed that man. That boy was eating soup with his eyes closed. Like, come on, man. His wife had to feed him some soup. He was Stevie Wonder. That boy he couldn't see. His wife had to feed him. You know what I'm saying? This is a dangerous fight. And Terrence Crawford didn't know that. You want to know why? Because Bomac said this a long time ago. Go back and pull up Black Fight Fan TV and I think Black Fight Fan TV interviewed Bomac. And Bomac brought up your Dennis Ugas and said Ugas is a dangerous fight. So my question is this: how is Errol Spence gonna duck or is afraid to fight Terence Crawford when he fighting other fighters he could lose to, who are possibly more dangerous than Terence Crawford as far as stylistically? Terence Crawford is very skilled. We're not gonna take that away. But you talk about your Dennis Ugas, who's a Cuban fighter, who's, I think, the same size or bigger than Errol Spence, who got hard, who got cracks, who's intelligent. Man, come on, man. Errol Spence fought a Danny Garcia, who's a counterpuncher, who's heavy-handed. Come on, man. Errol Spence fought a Sean Porter and fought Sean Porter's fight and won. Did I agree with that? No, I don't think he should have fought Sean Porter like that. I think he should have fought Sean Porter how he fought Mikey Garcia, how he fought Danny Garcia. That's what I think. I think Errol Spence would have stopped Sean Porter if he boxed Sean Porter instead of brawling with Sean Porter. But I think he underestimated Sean Porter. That's what I think. That's just me personally. I think he underestimated Sean Porter. I think he thought he was just going to go in there and steamroll Sean Porter. And he quickly learned that Sean Porter is there to fight. He ain't playing. You see what I'm saying? But it's just the principle of the whole thing, bro. Like, he not hungry? You look at Errol Spence and say he's not hungry? After all of that, like, all that he been through, and he coming back and taking these tough fights. If he wasn't hungry, he'd be doing what Ryan Garcia doing. Now, that's somebody you need to say that ain't hungry. Because he do all this talking. He doing body shot challenge, back shot challenge, all whatever it's called. He doing all that. But he ain't fighting. He get assigned to fight, he pull out. Like, come on, man. But like I say, man, we will see. That's what I always tell y'all. We will see. Me personally, I don't think Errol Spence ain't hungry. That nigga starving. You know what I'm saying? He's starving. He ain't forget hungry. He's starving, bro. I'm telling you. He got a tough fight ahead of him against your Dennis Ugas. But I think he'll pull it out. I think he'll win that fight. You know? It depends which Errol Spence shows up that night. Whether he gets the stoppage or he just beats Ugas up. I think Errol will beat Ugas up. That's what I think. And it's going to be late because Errol Spence gets stronger as the rounds go on. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I think. I think Errol going to just beat Ugas up. You know? He could, like I said, he could potentially stop him. It could be one of those situations. You know what I mean? But like I said, it just depends on which Errol Spence shows up that night. And what your Dennis Ugas is doing. You know what I mean? So, it all depends on that. But him not being hungry, I mean, that's funny to me. You know what I mean? This dude ready, bro. If he wasn't hungry, he wouldn't be training. This nigga he already training. You see what I'm saying? His weight is down. This dude been running on a treadmill every day. He hungry. You see what I'm saying? He's starving. He ready to get to it. It's one of those things, man, you know. I don't know what to say. He ain't sitting around waiting. He training. So, I think what needs to happen is after this Ugas fight, if he is victorious, bring on Terence Crawford. And let's settle this beef once and for all. You know, Terence Crawford and his team, they've done a lot of contradicting themselves. You know, on one note, I'm not worried about Errol Spence, but then they're talking about him, just bringing him up. Just randomly, just bring him up for no reason. You like, bro, like, You said you weren't worrying about him, but you bringing him up. You see what I'm saying? You got Bomac bringing up Errol Spence. And Errol Spence ain't saying nothing negative or nothing bad about Terrence Crawford. He ain't said nothing crazy. He ain't said nothing out of pocket. He ain't said anything like that as pertains to Terrence Crawford. But Terrence Crawford and them proceed to keep putting Errol Spence's name in their mouth and proceed to keep bashing this man's character. It's almost look like they're jealous. That's what it looks like. You know what I mean? They going after Errol Spence making money and Errol Spence, having fame and all that. Like, bro, Errol Spence got it out the mud just like Terrence Crawford got it out the mud. So I just think that there needs to be, the fight needs to happen. And when it does happen, which I believe so, it's going to be fireworks. But I do think Errol Spence will stop Terrence Crawford. That's what I believe. Terrence Crawford get hit too much. And he hard-headed. I'm telling you, he's hard-headed. He's stubborn. That's going to be his problem. He's skilled. Don't get it twisted. He's a very skilled fighter. But let me tell you something. I've sparred guys that are more skilled than me, and I beat the brakes off of them. My first fight, this guy had more skill than I did, and I beat him. It wasn't even close. So a lot of time, a guy may have more skill than you, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to negate to wins. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, I had a guy I sparred when I first started boxing. There was a guy who had been training for a while. You see him throw his combination, you see him shadow box, you see his feet work, head movement, you be like, oh, this dude here a killer. Just by looking at him. You see him hit the mitts, he all fast. Da, 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 da. He's slipping, you know what I mean? He hit the bag, it's quick. Da, 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 da. He hit the bag, it's like a rubber band. Bah! Bah! Like, beautiful. And you see me, I come in there, I'm bop. It ain't fast. This is what I'm starting off. I'm bop. I'm hitting the bag. Bop, I'm hitting the bag. You hear that loud punch, but it's not crispy like his. And when we sparred, I was victorious. When I had my first fight, there was a guy, a kid. He didn't look like nothing. You seen him, you be like, oh, man, you finna steamroll him. But when he got in there and he started throwing punches, you could tell he had a couple fights under his belt. Still came out victorious. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of the time, it's because somebody has more skill than you, doesn't mean that necessarily means they're going to beat you. It all boils down to your game plan and you exposing their weakness and capitalizing on it. And I think Errol Spence would do that against Terrence Crawford. That's what I believe. Now, if Terrence Crawford comes in there focused, which I don't believe he will, because Terrence Crawford, in his mind, is like, I'm better than Errol Spence in every aspect, and I should be where Errol Spence is. That's where his mindset is at. That's why him and his team are so quick to bash Errol Spence. Instead of them just being like, hey, Errol Spence is a good fighter. I hope this fight does happen. Let the best man win. No, he said Errol Spence is a faggot. Errol Spence is this. He a B word. He a P word. He ducking me. He scared of me. I'll knock him out. All this stuff. Errol Spence and even Derek James ain't said nothing negative about Terrence Crawford. Nothing. They ain't said nothing bad about this dude. Nothing. Not a thing. Only thing they've said was as they echoed the sentiment that Bob Arum said. He ain't selling. They not promoting him right. I feel bad for the brother because they're not promoting him right. That's all he said. Terrence Crawford, oh, you a B word, da 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 da, blah blah blah. Bernie, oh man. If he don't mention Terrence Crawford, he doesn't mention Terrence Crawford, after he don't want to fight. Why do he need to mention him? What are we talking about? him mentioning him in the ring is not going to get him to sign that contract. So like I say, man, we just got to get some things in priority. We got to get some things in order. I'm telling you. Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford will get made if Errol Spence is victorious against Ugas. Because like I say, Ugas is a live dog. It's still a tough fight. It's still, it's still a great ordeal. It's still a great fight. You know what I mean? Like I said, I think Errol Spence will get the job done, but it's easier said than done. You know what I mean? But y'all let me know y'all think. Y'all think Errol Spence is not hungry? Y'all think he ain't focused? Y'all think he, taking Ugas lightly? Let me know. Boss gone.